But fortunately for us, we don't follow that. We are trying to do value investing.
Okay.
And in value investing, the biggest asset which you have is most of our animated movies, children's movies, they deal with issues like this. They try to explain something complicated in a simple form. But doesn't mean Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. Today, Arun has bought something interesting, something he's been thinking about for some time. He likes finding new ways to understand complex topics such as investing. And this idea which he has is a very nice idea, I think. Trying to take some cultural idea and juxtapose it with investing and see how we can draw parallels so we may understand investing strategies better. So what do you have for us today, Arun?
This movie I watched many years back. It's a movie called Angry Birds. While watching that, I was not investing, and I just watched the movie and I enjoyed the movie. But after investing and all, while revisiting the movie, I was able to relate to the investing. So in that movie, the red color bird represents the financial influencers who says that the bad thing is going to happen, and it will not fit into that birds group. Even the head of the bird will say that you are saying wrong, and they will isolate that bird. And the birds represent people like us who will be enjoying with life. They don't know that bad thing is going to happen, and they think that life will be good and it will always be good. Bad piggies, it represents the system which takes the money from us. So it finds the ways of taking the money from the people. So in that movie, money is represented as eggs, which is laid by the birds. So we people earn money, but the system always finds a way to take the money from us. So if that comparison is good or not?
Well, I think any comparison is good.
Okay.
Because what comparison teaches you is that you are trying to understand something in a more detailed, nuanced way.
Okay.
Trying to understand the complex idea of investing and different strategies of investing through something as cultural as Angry Birds. Because Angry Birds concept is very simple.
Yeah.
A bunch of birds and a bunch of pigs trying to save their eggs and the eagle. I get that.
Okay.
So trying to do this complex thing and understand it in this way is very common. Most of our animated movies, children's movies, they deal with issues like this. They take a complex idea, a human idea, and they try to explain it in a very down-to-earth, simple manner. So it resonates and it clicks. If you see Winnie the Pooh, why even recently the one which won the Academy Award, The Boy, the Fox and the Horse.
Okay.
If you saw that, I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
It's based on a short story which was made into an animated movie which won an Oscar, I think. So even there, the complex concept about human emotions and what we go through as human beings, explaining it in a simple story. So I get that.
Okay.
So understanding Angry Birds through this is a good idea. But the problem is, analogies are good at that. They try to explain something complicated in a simple form. But doesn't mean it is a simple thing.
It doesn't replicate as the same way
Correct.
in investing.
Yeah. So you take, let's say, a complex thing as calculus and you're explaining it. So you understand the theory behind it, how it works. But at the end of the day, when you start doing the calculation, it is still complex.
Okay.
So investing, yes, you can understand it as trading, character, value investing, character. But at the end of the day, when you decide to be a trader or you decide to be a value investor, the actual work you have to do is very complicated and it's not simple.
Yeah.
But fortunately for you, trading is very complicated because trading is like astrology.
You have to predict what the market is.
And we know how good prediction is. Like what happened in Dubai? It had a big storm 2 days back. No one expected. And it's been having these on and off storms in Dubai. And it was flooded. The airport itself was flooded.
Okay.
The malls were flooded.
We haven't seen the news that it's raining in Dubai.
Yeah, so it is shocking.
Yeah.
So you're like, what? The real thing is Dubai is one hot, dry place. In the middle of April, it's raining there. So that effects of climate change are unpredictable. What's going to happen is unpredictable. Even the future is uncertain. And trading tries to ascertain that. But fortunately for us, we don't follow that. We are trying to do value investing.
Okay.
And in value investing, the biggest asset which you have is time. The one thing time does is it lowers the risk. The more time you have, the lower your risk is. Because it gives you time to adapt.
Because Anand sir also keep on insist on the runway time. So the earlier you start investing, it will be less riskier for you at the later half of your life.
Yes. So I would say like this. In the movie, red would be the basic and the direct approach to investing. Represents stocks, straightforward, common understanding, direct investment in company equity, like what you and me are doing. The yellow fellow, Chuck, who moves incredibly fast.
Trader.
Yeah, he would be symbolizing the high frequency trader, the tech stock guys. Okay, always edgy, holding a cup of coffee, shaking.
Yeah.
Bomb would represent the volatility guys, like cryptocurrency, speculative stocks, people who want to make a quick buck because they want quick return for a small bet, and things usually blow up on their face,
Okay.
which happens to bomb all the time. Though you can draw analogies like this, end of the day, you have to do the work. And the work when it comes to value investing is doing research, being patient,
Okay.
reading, understanding data, and being slow to move.
Okay.
Just because you see a headline or you see some news, you should not react. And you got to realize, news industry is not a unbiased industry. It's an industry driven by advertisement. Advertisement is what drives media. How do you get money for advertisers if they see so many people are watching your channel?
Okay.
How do you get so many people to watch your channel? You prey on human psychology. So news and media is plaguing on human psychology. So you cannot rely on news. So let's say you read something today. Like, for example, 2 days back I did a video explaining how FIIs are looking at India as a key market, how more and more money is going to come to India. Today, there's another article, completely 180 degrees, saying because the GDP numbers in China have come out beating expectations, surprising investors. Now China's stock market is rebounded. The way they've written the headlines, they made it sound like all China's problems are solved. So if you're reading just the headlines and you're a guy who invests reading headlines, you'll immediately have FOMO. You'll be like, oh my God, I'm missing out some opportunity in China. You'll feel like immediately calling and saying, let's put some money in China, which is not true. So this is very important. And especially in India, most of the media houses are owned by our media tycoons. Not media tycoons, tycoons you can say. So they do other industries like Adani, Ambani. They own most of the medias. So the news which you get to see on it is completely based on what they want you to hear.
Okay.
What they deem is what you need to hear. So how can you rely on that? So that's why I say discount all that. Do your research. Deep dive. And wherever you find hard to find information, forget it. Don't do it.
Okay.
Let's say you want to find out about a certain small cap company or a medium cap company and you're not able to find the information, leave it. There are so many other companies. Don't fixate on it. If you fixate on it like how Red does, you land yourself into trouble. Okay. Learn to let go now and then. That other white bird, I think, who's Red's girlfriend, who wants to be Red's girlfriend. She's a more level-headed character than Red. And there's part 1, part 2, part 3, I think, to this movie. Which part did you see?
First part, 2016.
Yeah, so there's another part 2, I think. You should go see that.
I found this part interesting, not just to investing, but also understanding money perspective.
In which way?
Because the red bird represents financial influence. It finds a way of telling other birds that a bad thing is going to happen, and the common birds represents the people. They
will not listen to the red bird. The red bird is going on saying warning. And the rest of the population doesn't seem to be listening to it.
And the X represent the money which people earn, and we know only to
save and invest.
Yeah, but the system always finds a way to take money from us. So the bad piggies are the ones taking the eggs from the birds.
The idea is nice, man.
Okay.
You can actually rewrite the movie in a what you call this different way, and it's a good idea. Maybe you can look at that as an opportunity to explore, where you do a separate video, where you take the characters and you animate them differently. It'll be interesting. But like I said, this is all nice, but you have to do the work. And the work is where the problem lies. And especially when it comes to value investing, it's very simple. This unfortunately is not complicated like trading is. When something is complicated, there's something enamoring about it. You want to investigate, like astrology. The reason why people like astrology is because
it's looking at fantasy.
Yeah, and it makes it very complicated.
They bet on their future.
Yeah, you have to draw one box and you have to look at the planets and put dots here and make it all look very complicated and look at some chart. the time you were born and the time the planet is moved to this house to that house. And it looks all very scientific and makes it all very complicated. And then you are enamored by it because it just looks very numbers and scientific. It sounds like planets are moving. It makes it sound scientific. You think there's some solid thing in it. The same problem with trading. This is why I am against trading. Because end of the day, there's no way I can predict. Like everyone's saying, Fed is going to do rate cut. Then you got a whole bunch saying he won't do. Then this Fed guy comes outside and he says on a news, yes, we're going to do. There's nothing to worry about. Then he says, but I do not know when I'm going to do it. The latest Fed news that's coming out is saying, no, the numbers are not looking good enough. We'll wait for some time. So you can't predict it. Keep that in mind as you work with these analogies. This is my take on it. I hope you found this video informative and entertaining. What Arun brought us an interesting way to look at the investing market and money management. I'm sure there are lots of movies which can give you similar analogies. Why don't you put it down in the comments below? Other movies which have inspired you to look at investing and money differently. And maybe Arun can pick one of those movies and have a look at that movie and come back to you guys with more feedback. Thanks for watching the podcast today, guys, and I'll see you in the next one soon.
Thank you.